All right, y'all. Before we dive in, a quick heads up.
This show is raw, real, and definitely not rated PG.
We're talking about adult themes, sexual content, and the kind of stuff you probably don't want blasting through your speakers at work or around your kids.
So grab some headphones, pour your drink of choice, and get comfy.
Oh, and just so we're clear, we are not licensed therapists, counselors, or sex coaches. Sex coaches,
Sex coaches.
not sex couches.
We're just a couple of people sharing our lives, experiences, and sexy adventures in ethical non-monogamy. So with that, pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam.
And I'm Pris. And today's quickie is inspired by a message we got after our compersion episode. Oof, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Someone wrote in about a dynamic where her husband sets all the rules. He decides who she can be with, no single men. He has to approve her partners. She doesn't have any rules for him. She experiences compersion. She wants him to have a great time, but when he watched her play at an event and didn't get to play himself, it brought up a lot. Yeah, that happens. And now he's only comfortable with her being with women. She agreed, not because it's what she truly wants, but because she loves the lifestyle and doesn't want it to end.
That's right. So today we're talking about one-sided rules, where they come from, what they protect, and what they can quietly cost a relationship over time. Because this dynamic is way more common than people admit, and it deserves a real conversation. Now, the listener's letter goes as follows. Your compersion podcast, December 31st, I think, got me thinking about my experience in the lifestyle. My husband has rules that I don't agree with, but I go along with it to make him happy. His rules are no single guys, and he has to approve the men and women I have sex with. I don't have any rules for him. When we go to events and parties, I hope he has the best time with whoever he decides to be with. I don't care if he gets to play, and I just watch. I'm really easygoing. He's a bit of the opposite. For example, we went to an event where I played and he didn't. When we left, he expressed that he did not like watching me play and didn't want me having sex with men anymore. He's only okay with me being with women. I agreed to this because I love being in the lifestyle and I don't want him to end things completely. Thoughts? Thanks in advance. Now, this, if you're just looking at it, it can look a little negative.
I have so many questions.
It can look a little negative. Now,
Okay.
I understand the situation
I do
from
too.
both standpoints.
Yeah. And I get it.
And I know you do.
I do. So
I can identify with her. I really understand where she's coming from because I am with somebody who has a lot of rules for me.
Yeah.
And I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, well, I really love her. And
do we know how long they've been in the lifestyle?
yes. So
Okay.
I did end up, she reached out and we
Okay.
spoke. And yeah, they've been together, I believe, like 16 years, somewhere around the same amount of time
Okay.
as us.
How long have they been in the lifestyle?
They've been in the life, they're very new, like a few months, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've been together for 16 years. Okay.
So this is
all
a
of
very,
those
very new
feelings.
situation.
So I feel like there's a lot, and I'm only speaking from experience. I feel like he has a lot of insecurities.
Which doesn't necessarily make him a bad
It's
guy.
not a bad thing.
We
not
all
a bad thing.
suffer from insecurities.
Yeah, he's not opening up, and so what happens is he's not opening up, and then he's just like, so look, we're going to do this, but you're going to do this my way, which is probably the most comfortable for him, but not the best in the lifestyle.
Now, I did have an opportunity to speak with her. It was a great conversation, and she pretty much let me know, look, I know that this has a negative tone to it, but he's actually a really incredible husband, very loving to her and to the kids and this sort of thing. But this is such a new situation.
No.
And, she just kind of wants to help understand it and figure out where to go from here.
So he needs a lot of reassurance. Like when you were playing with that couple and he was watching and he didn't like it, were you still involving him? Question mark. And if you were still involving him, was he involved enough to be satisfied? Probably not. Or was he just sitting back and watching? Because those two things really come into play on different feelings. Because,
Do they?
yeah, because if he wasn't watching you, if he wasn't participating, like
Back and
just sitting
watching.
back and watching, you're analyzing every touch, every look, every kiss, every smell, everything, every moan. You're analyzing that as you're sitting back watching.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I guess I understand, but not really. And I know that you can relate to his situation because that was more or less you out of the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that in the very beginning, you did not like to watch me with other women at all.
No.
And if you had your way, if you could go back to the Priscilla of back then
Yeah.
and you could set it up the way you wanted it set up, I think you would have been totally okay with me not playing and literally just watching you do your thing.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
I would have just stuck with more of parallel playing only.
Really? We wouldn't
Yeah.
have swapped at all.
No. I mean, in the beginning, no, I think
Yeah.
that would probably been the best, but
Wow, I
yeah.
was way off of the mark.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
How
have
about
want
that?
you I wouldn't have want you to watch me. No, I want you to be involved. So I would just
Oh,
rather play with you.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's something made him uncomfortable, and until I know that whole part, I can't really express
Well,
that,
I mean,
but it is
either way, this is really more common than people think. This is something that comes
yes.
up often.
This comes up
Uh,
all the time.
what's funny is where we've seen it from two different sides.
Yeah.
We've seen it from the swinging standpoint, which is what we're currently talking about. And obviously there are usually insecurities that would make a person feel this way.
Mhm.
But we've also seen it from a polyamorous standpoint, and that kind of thinking is normally comes down to like a one penis policy kind of
Yeah.
thing, and that's considered a very toxic way of being. Now, I
Yeah.
know by speaking to her that it's not necessarily that he's toxic, it's that
No.
he's just trying to figure out
I don't think there's
how
anything
they can navigate
I don't think there's
this.
anything toxic
No,
about it. I think that your husband just needs a little bit more attention. Although
reassurance.
reassurance.
Yeah.
So going into situations, he needs some reassurance, and a lot of like the things that only she was playing, kind of look back and see the situation. Why was that? Why would because maybe he just needed a little bit of, "Hey, honey, I'm still here. Hey, honey, I still want you." Maybe he needed a little bit more of attention.
Yeah, and this is new for both of them. So it wasn't like when we started
No.
where you were more experienced than I was.
Yeah.
This is brand new for both of
Uh-huh.
them. And so in a situation like that, he gets to have his fun and he's experiencing playing with others and she's sitting back watching and enjoying that.
But that's her, because she
And
doesn't mind that.
that's her thing,
That's not my
right?
see, that wasn't my
But
thing.
that's not really his thing. And
Mhm.
so when he sat back and he basically, there was a night that, the first night he was very much in demand. Well, the second night she was very much in demand and he
Yeah.
was not. And so he got to see her get enjoyed and he didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
And, it's not for everybody. And like I
Mm-mm.
said, this is a very
And
similar situation to
yeah,
us.
because Adam's a very wonderful husband. He's a very good father. He's wonderful. And it's not like I'm lacking anything, but it was hard for me to see him with somebody else. And then if he did things, if he said things, or if he acted a certain way, I mean, damn, even to this day,
Yeah.
I
To
still
this
roll
day.
my eyes. I have to roll my eyes at
She's gotten better.
situations because it's like, whatever,
Because
whatever,
it's
girl,
well,
take
because
whatever
it's
you
a
can.
It's a compromise.
It
It's a
is.
compromise between us. In the very beginning, I did whatever we could to keep you happy and appeased because I
You didn't
wanted
want to,
to
yeah, you want it
try
to be in the
this
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Mhm.
But at some point, you have to start growing
You
because
do.
I'm entitled to enjoy myself as well.
Yeah, you
You know,
do. I mean, like, you enjoyed Polly.
I
I
did.
didn't,
And that's where we were different.
so, like, we have but, yeah, I think a little bit it has nothing to do if he's a good husband or not a good husband. I think you guys are going to enjoy the lifestyle. There just needs to be a little bit more communication.
Over
Um,
communication. I think they
and
may be talking. I
honestly,
don't think that they're talking enough.
there's a lot of cultural differences. How, I mean, honestly, you can go back. How was he raised? Who was around him? How was he in high school? Adam lacked attention. So
True.
he loves attention. I
True.
did not lack attention. I don't need attention.
I'm a total slut.
Yeah,
She really is very selective.
I'm very selective. I was a spoiled brat. He was not.
No.
So there's a lot of things that if you
So
can
I
go
was a
back,
pleaser, and I
yeah.
still am.
Yeah. So like, if you can go back, figure out what's making him feel like that if he's not opening up. There's some questions you can ask him. I would be like, so, hey, we had a little talk about the lifestyle and you said you didn't really want to see me with men. Can you tell me why? Like, how did that make you feel? What was it? Because then you're going to have in your mind, okay, when I go play with somebody, Adam is gonna feel a certain way, and I already know why he's gonna feel a certain way, so I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I love you, you're, like, my favorite person to have sex with," and
Reassurance,
reassure,
yeah.
kiss, do whatever he loves, whatever he wants in that moment, and then slowly ease your way into it. You don't always have to play.
You don't always have to
You don't
play.
always have to play. Maybe kinda step back a little bit and do more of parallel play
Do more
or
exactly, yeah,
do more
actually,
of the
that's a really good
watcher.
point.
Yeah, voyeur.
In situations like that where maybe he's not feeling the vibe
Mhm.
or, that sort of thing, maybe just focus on each other and play in front of in front of others or play
Yeah.
at the party with each other, you don't have to play with everybody else. The act itself is hot.
The act itself is hot and just like you said, over communicate, like really talk it out. I was exactly like your husband. I totally understand. And I feel I'm a great wife. Like I have no
Yeah.
problem admitting I'm a great wife. I'm a great mom.
Mhm.
There's just certain things that just made me feel like I wanted to keep to myself, which is impossible to do in the lifestyle. I can't tell Adam, don't fuck her like that because that's the way you fuck me. Homie doesn't have a lot of moves.
I got like
Like,
3 moves at best.
like
Like,
we have
what am I gonna do?
exceptionally fun sex. I'm not going to go and tell him, hey, you can't do, oh, he's going to be out.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, what?
I'd be
What?
like, "Well, I can just stand here and just watch then."
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can, is it always fun to watch him with other women?
Now,
No,
you know what? I'm glad that you rounded
no,
back to that because that was
no.
actually the home base that I wanted to round to.
Yeah.
You said something earlier that I found quite interesting. And you said you did not like watching me
Yeah.
with others.
Yeah.
Like it just
It tore me apart.
so can you go into that because we've
Yeah.
never really
It's,
discussed that before. So
I,
what was it about that? Like
everything.
what was the
If
problem?
you moaned a certain way, I was like, "Ugh, what is she doing to him that I don't do?" And
Really?
he's moaning like that.
Yeah.
He came fast. What is she doing that
Oh,
I didn't make
dude.
him do that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I would
they're like
literally a
that.
thing. Remember one specifically, we had a girl come over to the house and she gave me head. I came very fast,
Mhm.
very fast. You didn't act different that entire time until it was time for her to go home. And when
Mhm.
she left, then you came to me and you were like, "So what was the deal?
What
Like,
did she
what
do
did
that
she
so
do?"
was
And it
good?
wasn't like an I'm interested, let
No.
me figure out how to
No.
better please you
No.
situation. It was a, okay, motherfucker, what did she do?
Yeah.
And why didn't you do that with me the
Yeah.
last time I gave you head? And I was like,
And
"Oh,
we
shit."
had probably a few more episodes of me coming at him like
A
that.
bit aggressive.
A bit
A bit
aggressive.
aggressive.
And then he's really good about talking me off the let go of the trigger.
Yeah.
Let me explain this to you.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
Ray Liotta Goodfellas.
yeah, so, he's like I would then we would probably argue about it. It would probably be
We
a
would get
very
into it.
heated discussion.
Yeah.
And then after that, I would figure it out in my head, be like, okay, so it's the way I'm asking him. Why is that making me feel so insecure? He would to then tell me, oh, well, she did this and this is why. And of course, it's someone different. It's going to make them come fast, right? For the most part. And he would tell me, well, she did this with her tongue or she did this. And I'd be like, okay, or I'm going to do it better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's the communication, it's the way he comes, it's the way we come at our partners. We have to be okay with feeling that uncomfortable, and it's really hard for people. I feel like it's really hard for men too because they have a lot of size insecurities and a lot of
Bro. Yes.
insecurities of about pleasing women because we are so hard to please.
That's true.
Um we're not an easy being to please. We're super selective. So for a man to fulfill us is pretty amazing. And so he probably feels really insecure about that.
I mean, it could be, and it really could be any number of things,
Yeah.
but really, you need to sit down, you need to have the uncomfortable conversation. There is nothing comfortable about it, but I guarantee you, you both will learn a lot more about each other in that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna learn some incredible things, and whether or not you take to them is a different story.
Yeah. And I have to mention something. I don't know if this is your situation, but I'm just going to say situations come up when this happens. If both of y'all are drinking or there's some kind of elevation and you're playing, things like that come up. Feelings that don't need to be, feelings that usually don't ever come up, pop up
Oh, yeah.
when you're elevated. So,
Totally.
kind of sit back and unfortunately, one of y'all has to be the bigger person and be like, all right, let's figure out what's making him trigger. So
Yeah. That's really what it comes down to is, yeah, I mean, it's communication.
it is. Yeah.
And I know that we say this all the time, and there's a reason why we say this all the time. If you're not if it feels like you're doing too much, then you're doing the right amount.
Yeah.
If it feels like a parody of itself, if it's
Mhm.
like, "Man, I'm overdoing this, but here, whatever." You're doing it the right way. That is lifestyle and vanilla. Like,
Mhm.
that's just relationships, bro. You really, really have to work through it, and you have to be the more patient one
One of
while
y'all does. Yeah.
he figures out
Yeah.
his footing in this whole thing. Your patience may get tested at times with it. Sometimes I have days where I'm like, dude, what about me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that
Yes.
guy, but there are some times where I'm just like, dude, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
I wanna have fun too.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it comes out, and if I hold it in, it's gonna probably spurn resentment. I
Yeah.
don't hold it in. I say it. And,
And
it
your husband,
I don't have a husband, but I know my wife.
but no, like her. She knows her husband.
Yes, exactly. So
Like
they've been together a long time.
your partner. Your partner, you know how to talk to your partner, you know how to approach your partner.
Yeah.
And could be during a nice little intimate moment, brushing your teeth while you're showering, whatever y'all do together, right? Bring up that subject and be like, so, hey, I just, I really love the lifestyle, but I really want to like talk about some things. And I feel like we really need to like discuss it. Bring it up as many times as you want
Yeah, and see if you can
because,
schedule the talk.
yeah,
Schedule the talk.
make it fun.
Make it fun.
You can make
Go
it
out on a
fun.
date. Go have pizza and have the
Yeah.
conversation.
And be like, it's uncomfortable, guys. I know
Yeah.
it is
It
uncomfortable.
is.
I am that person. I am the damn, this made me feel really uncomfortable and having to tell him, and he'll help me work it out. And sometimes
Yeah.
I don't like his answer. And then I'm like, never mind. I'll just figure this out myself. But at least we had the conversation.
What I found interesting was when I had spoken to her about it, she had mentioned something that reminded me of you back when we were poly, and you had said that you didn't want to be poly anymore and you were afraid that it was going to break up our marriage.
Right.
And that information shocked the hell out of me because I thought that we had a great relationship. And
Yeah.
I always knew that if you didn't want this life, I was willing to prioritize our relationship over anything. And so that I knew that wasn't an issue, but
Right.
you didn't. Her situation is kind of the same in that she doesn't know how it's going to affect him. Like, What if he doesn't want to be in the lifestyle and she does because she really enjoys it and that sort of thing? And it's like, well, have you talked to him about it? And it's like, well, no. Well, you need to take a chance.
Yeah.
You've been with this person a long time. You know how they are. You know how they feel, how they think. Trust that what you think their reaction is going to be their reaction,
Yeah.
and trust that.
Yeah.
Trust that it's not going to be the worst case scenario because you love them and because they love you. Give them a little bit of extra credit. I think
Give them, yeah.
I asked for that so many times for so many years. I was like, dude, give me some credit. I'm here. I love you. Like we have this life
And
together.
it takes a long time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of reassurance. And if
Mhm.
I feels like you're willing to put in the work. And I know that you like the lifestyle and it's fun, but you don't have to step away. Just talk to him. And if it does come down to leaving the lifestyle, it is what it is, right? It's life.
I mean, it's your
It's
relationship
your
prioritized
relationship.
over everything else.
Mhm.
For us, that's the way it always was.
Yeah.
I may be non-monogamous by nature as far back as I can remember, but for this woman, I would be monogamous any day of the week if she asked for it because it's our relationship that is my 100% priority.
Yeah.
Now, not to say that's not the same for everybody.
Yeah.
There's others out there that have several different relationships and prioritize them all similar.
And
You just never know.
yeah,
But that's our
that's
situation.
our situation. You also mentioned something that it's not your preference to only be with women and not to have sex with men. For me, that's a really big one. And I don't want to make your husband feel like, he's the bad person because he's not. He's just wanting something different than you. But you're not good with that. I would express that to him. And again, if it means leaving the lifestyle because he's not on your side for it, then it is what it is. And I know that you like it and it makes you happy, but someone is making you do something you don't want to do.
Possibly,
I mean,
possibly.
what if you said to him, "Hey, I only want you to have oral sex. Only oral sex.
And
Only
with
a
people that
woman can
I
only give
approve.
you oral sex. You cannot give it to her. And with only people that I want." He wouldn't like that.
That's very restraining.
Now, I'm Latina. I am very all about my man and whatever you want, whatever you need.
Really?
I'm also an adult and I know when I have to stop doing that. So it kind of, you have to find that middle ground. Like, yeah, he's your man. And yeah, you want to make him happy, but this is your life too.
Yeah,
Like this is your life too.
realistically, your feelings are just as valid as his. You have to be able to express both of your
Mm-hmm.
sides
Mm-hmm.
100% without judgment and be able to come to a compromise. Now, also hear this. You don't have to go very fast.
No.
You can go slow. You can take your time. You can have one experience a year and work through the entire experience throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep up with the Joneses and play twice a month or once a month or
Nope.
whatever you think is the right way. You can play as often as once every
Mm-hmm.
couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you want. It's however y'all dictate. This is your life, and it's how you want to swing. It's how you want to make it out to be. You know what I mean? So if it's something that he struggles with and it's something that you guys really need to spend more time talking about, then take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
because all you got is time. You sit down, you figure it out. It's better to figure it out before anything bad happens
Yeah.
rather than rush into something, have something bad happen, and then have to do the cleanup talks
Exactly.
afterwards
Exactly.
because that toothpaste is already out of the tube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't undo that.
Yeah.
So whatever's been done, you can't undo it.
Go slow.
You
A little
can.
slower. A
You
little
can.
slower. So a lot of key points. One, talk about it, bring it up in a conversation.
Yeah.
2, don't be intoxicated when y'all are playing or when you're about to play or even when you have this conversation because it's going to blur those lines and you're not going to want to, it's going to escalate the situation and not make it fun.
Yeah. The lifestyle works better when it's a collaboration rather than
Yes.
having to ask for permission.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Don't ignore it. I wouldn't ignore it. you really need to come up and you need to make him understand, or both of y'all need to understand that y'all's feelings are both valid.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Your feelings are valid. If you don't want to do something you don't want to do, you shouldn't have to do it. Consequences, whatever they may be afterwards, it is what it is. It's your relationship. And it seems like you love him and it seems like y'all are having fun, but
Now
a little slow.
I want to have a quick person out a moment here because I was thinking about something. Because early on, we've worked up to the freedom that I have now. This is not something that I had right away. Being able to say the things that I can say and check out women in front of my wife and things like that. Like, this has been a thing. Now I can easily tell my wife, and she finds it hot if I tell her, "Oh, I really want to fuck so and so," and I kind of paint that picture for her, and she friggin' loves it. She gets off to it. It's hot. But there's no way that that could have been the case years back.
No.
No way. So if you revert back to the Priscilla of that time when we first started, maybe year number 2, and I went up to you and I said, "Hey, so and so, that chick that you work with,
Mhm.
I want to fuck her so fucking bad." What is your internal reaction? How are you feeling there? Well, not your external reaction, not how you're going to react at me, because I already
My
have an
blood is
idea.
boiling
But
inside.
I want to know, as you're
Yeah.
hearing those words, what are you feeling?
This motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
My blood is boiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as you're feeling that, what would be your external reaction towards me?
Yeah, no. No.
Mm.
Sorry. Very reactive. No.
Now, that was then. Now we're talking about now. If I go up to you and I say, "Hey, your coworker's fucking hot, man. I tell you what, I had this daydream about her the other day and I had to come to it." Like,
Yeah.
I was just, let me tell you about it. What would be your internal reaction? Honestly.
I'd probably laugh internally. Be
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever.
And what would be your external reaction?
That's good, baby. Keep it in your spank bank.
Man,
Yeah.
you see, we've come a long way in the years that we've been in this. And that's
Yeah.
really the point here, is you guys are just starting out. There is going to be uncomfortable times. We're going to
Yes.
have uncomfortable conversations. It is what it is. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It just means that you're trying to figure things out as a couple, that you love each other, you care about each other enough to put this extra time in to figure out how we're going to do this together.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest point of them all. Don't ever forget that your relationship is your priority.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's true.
Now, before we wrap this up, we do want to let you guys know what we have coming up. First, we're hosting another live SDC webinar on February 22nd at 4 p.m. Central. So mark your calendars on that. The topic is finding and vetting couples from profiles to first without the cringe. Yeah. So if you're new, curious, or just tired of awkward lifestyle experiences, this one is for you.
Yes. And we're also going to be at Club Eden in DFW this Saturday, January 31st. So if you're local, come say hi, hang out, and party with us.
For sure. And you can also catch us all the time on fullswapradio.com, streaming every Thursday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central.
And if you ever want to share a story, ask a question, or get something off your chest, check out the Beyond Monogamy Confessional. And Beyond Monogamy Confessional on our website. It's 100% anonymous.
Yeah. Over at beyond-monogamy.com, you can actually find every single episode, guest bios, blogs that I write, all our merch, and all upcoming Beyond Monogamy events. Everything literally lives there, sometimes even us. As always, whether you're swinging, poly, monogamous, curious, or just trying to understand your own relationship better, we're really glad you're here. And with that, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.